Hello and welcome to Vigo. We are in the north of Spain, which is highly underrated in my opinion. A lot of people always skip that area of Spain and rather go to the south. But I am here to actually show you the treasures of the north of Spain. We are here in Vigo, which is part of Galicia. Here in Galicia, people speak Galician, which is its own language, and it is similar to Portuguese. So just in case I'm saying some names of places or streets a little bit wrong, I'm sorry about that. I honestly don't speak that language and I don't know exactly how to pronounce the things. Anyway, Vigo is the biggest city here in Galicia and it has about 300,000 inhabitants that live here. We are going to explore the whole city in this video. There's actually a legend that says that in the waters of Vigo there are lots of treasures hidden on ships that sank with tons of gold from the Americas. Vigo is full of treasures and I'm going to show you one of them right now because we are at a beautiful viewpoint but also at a beautiful hill that comes with a castle. There's an old ancient castle here in Vigo that we are going to explore now. The castle is on a hill that is called Monte O Castro and it is meant to be the most beautiful place to get the most stunning view over Vigo, and so far I can only confirm that the views from up here are absolutely spectacular. You can actually see the whole city from up here, the whole Ria, which is the water here behind me, and the view is amazing. But to be honest, it is a bit exhausting today to go all the way up here. It is super hot, the sun is extremely strong, which is something that I think is quite unusual here in Vigo because Vigo is actually the fourth rainiest city of Europe, which is hard to believe. I am from Hamburg in Germany, which is also quite a rainy city, and well, I know how it feels like to live in a city like that. But today we are extremely lucky. The weather is just perfect. Getting up here is definitely worth it in my opinion because this is a very historical place of Vigo. This castle has been built in 1656 and is therefore a very historical place. It has been constructed during the war with Portugal where they were fighting for their independence. Now you can even walk along the ancient city walls and it is a very beautiful place. Nowadays this whole area here is a huge park right in the city center. And from up here you can obviously enjoy spectacular views. You can see the whole Ria of Vigo. You can even see the Islands Cíes, which are there behind me, and the views are meant to be the most beautiful ones of Vigo. This castle used to be part of the defense system of the city and therefore forms a very central and historical part of the city of Vigo. And the castle itself is at an altitude of 149 meters, so quite high over sea level, which is also why you get these amazing views. This area here is called O Vao and it is an old fishing neighborhood, and in this neighborhood you can see some ancient fisher constructions combined with rather new buildings. Here in this area, actually down there, you can find the fisher market. That is a very interesting place in case you are an early bird and are willing to get up in between 4 and 5 a.m. You can actually get there to the fisher market and witness the whole spectacle early in the morning right after the fish arrives. Alright, the first impression of Vigo is that it is a very beautiful city. The center here has very beautiful buildings and really nice streets, but what is a little bit surprising, to be honest, is that there's almost no one here. It's Saturday afternoon and the streets are so empty, and I'm not sure if that is because maybe it's a little bit hot. Actually, it's 29 degrees currently, which I think is quite hot for Vigo in general, so maybe people aren't used to it and prefer to stay at home. I'm not sure what exactly the reason is behind that. Maybe someone from Vigo is watching and can tell me more in the comments below. We are currently walking down the Calle Principe, which is one of the main streets here if you want to do some shopping. So there are lots of stores here in the street behind me and you can do a lot of shopping. And as mentioned before, there is almost no one here. We are in the center, in the city center of Vigo, and there are so few people out here in the streets. So this, my friends, is the place apparently where you can still do some shopping without too many people around you. So if you are in need of something, this is where you can find it. And also here in the surroundings, there are actually a lot of restaurants and also a lot of cute and small streets that are definitely worth it to explore them. Now that we came out of the Calle Principe, we are here at one of the main squares in Vigo. This is the square Porta do Sol, and you can see one of the most famous symbols here of Vigo. This here behind me is called a Sireno. It is a statue that has been created in 1991, and it is here in one of the main squares. And just look a little bit around and have a look at these incredibly beautiful buildings here. It is a very beautiful square in my opinion, and also there are so many restaurants here. It's actually hot enough that it is definitely worth it to get some ice cream today. And this is what we are going to eat now before we are going to continue to the next square, which will be another main square, which is just over there, which is the Plaza de Constitución. Now on our way to the harbor, we are just passing by the Plaza de la Constitución. And this is also a very beautiful square with a lot of restaurants. And there's also quite a few people here. Okay, I feel like I don't really move forward. I'm still very close to the Plaza de la Constitución, so I didn't came that far. But there are so many beautiful and cute streets, and I just randomly stop everywhere. It's nothing special, like there's no sight here to see, but the streets are so beautiful. It is so much worth it to just get lost here in the city center. It is very, very nice. I'm enjoying this a lot. Wherever you go, you just find beautiful buildings. There is a very beautiful church here behind me. This is the church Santa Maria de Vigo, and it does look beautiful from the outside and even more spectacular from the inside. But there is some kind of celebration going on, so we don't want to bother anymore. And I can finally see the sea that is right in front of us. We are now going to the harbor, which is meant to be a very beautiful area, and I think there's like a market or something and places where you can buy super delicious and fresh fish, of course. We are now at the harbor of Vigo, and this is also a really nice place to take a walk at. I cannot believe the city. I just keep walking around and I'm like, oh my god, everything is so beautiful. It is a very nice city and really clean. And also behind me here you can see, for example, a viewpoint. We are going to get there on that hill a little bit later on in this video. For now, we just want to walk down the promenade here along the Ria of Vigo. Here behind me we can now see another statue that has been made by the same artist as a Sireno that we have seen before in the center. And this one here represents a swimmer that is diving into the sea. The street we are now walking down is known as the Street of Oysters, and that is because here you can actually eat a lot of tapas, and Vigo is famous for its oysters. So in case you like fish or seafood in general, this is the place to go, and you can try various tapas. I would say most of them, from what I have seen here in the restaurants, are clearly seafood. So this is the place to be if you want to eat some really fresh fish. It's not only fish, it's oysters, it's crabs, it's basically everything probably that you can find over there in the sea, and it looks absolutely delicious. We are now down at the harbor of Vigo, and in theory, if there wouldn't be these buildings here behind me, we would be able to see the Islands Cíes from here, which is in that direction over there. These islands are famous here in Vigo, and it is also the reason why a lot of tourists come here to Vigo to visit these islands, because they say that there is one of the most beautiful beaches on earth at this island over there. I'm going to check that one out in another video, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss out on that adventure and to figure out with me together whether the Islands Cíes really have such a beautiful beach as everybody says or not, and whether it is actually worth it to come here to Vigo to visit the Islands Cíes. We are now in an area that is called Monte, which is this whole hill here basically. It is about 3.5 kilometers away from the city center of Vigo, and it is one of the most beautiful park areas here in the city of Vigo. Here in this area you will find various trails where you can do some hikes, which are very beautiful, and the best thing is they are in a shadowy area because there are lots of pine trees here in this area and also oak trees, so the trails are usually a bit in a shadow place, which is very nice on days like today because the sun is strong and it is really hot today. Here behind me you can see a little chapel. This is on the highest point of this area here, and from up here you can also get the most spectacular views over the city of Vigo, but also over the whole Ria of Vigo. A long time ago, the women of the fishermen here of this area came all the way up here to light up some lights in this area that served as a lighthouse basically. And with that they were guiding the fishermen that were coming into Vigo. This here is one of the main beaches of Vigo, which is called O Vao, and it is a very, very beautiful beach. It is a super long and wide beach. It is more than 500 meters long, so there's a lot of space to spread out. And also the water is quite nice here in this area. It is about 6 kilometers away from Vigo, but there are lots of parking places here in the area and you can even reach it by bus. And then you can see an island that is over here. It is the island Toraya, where you can cross via a bridge, and there are also 2 smaller beaches there in this area. Also, the sand here is super fine and super white. Just have a look at that. Looks really beautiful. This beach is very nice, seriously. Even though the water is really beautiful, crystal clear and super blue, it is quite cold. So just in case you were wondering why there aren't that many people in the water, that's why. It is really chilly, the water here. There are further beaches here in this area. For example, if you would continue this way towards Vigo, there's another beach that is called Samil, and it is also one of the main beaches here in the area of Vigo. It is similar to this one. I mean, it's super close to this one, so it's quite similar, and also a very long and wide beach, also very recommendable. And in between this beach, O Vao, and beach Samil, there is a nudist beach that I'm obviously not going to film today, but just in case you want to check out a nudist beach, you would find it here as well. We are now here in front of the promenade of the beach Samil that I've mentioned before. This also is a very long and wide beach. There's a lot of space and it is a really nice one. This whole area here from the beach O Vao until the beach Samil is a beautiful area, and you cannot make any bad choice here about the beach that you want to see. But in my personal opinion, I personally like the beaches that were a little bit further towards the beach O Vao better. I felt like the water there was a bit calmer and the water there just looked nicer and more blue and more clear. But that's just my personal opinion. This beach here, the beach Samil, seems to be perfect for kids and families because actually the water here is very shallow for a very long time, and I see a lot of kids here. And also there is an area here which is a swimming pool that is completely free to enter for children and their parents, of course. But that looks also very nice. Now this is our last stop here in Vigo, but I am going to explore the area a little bit more next week actually. In the video I'm going to show you the Islands Cíes that we can actually also see here from the beach Samil. Right there behind me, those islands are the Islands Cíes. And they are meant to be an absolutely beautiful paradise, and I'm very excited to explore it. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss out on that island adventure next Sunday. Now I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you liked Vigo as much as I did, and I hope to see you next week.